guys, welcome back to another video. So in the previous video I think I have told you already related to how you can use a router, how you can use a spanner, and how you can use a bootstrap text box in your entire application. So how you can change URL with the help of router at all. So if you have not gone through those videos, please go ahead and watch. So today in this video I'm going to tell you how you can use a translation, so that will be applicable in your entire application based on your language set if you want to configure. And one more thing, that will not as the Google translation. Okay, so let's start. So I will start to tell you first what you have to do here is you have to check whether your Angular which version you are using. If it is more than 15, then you can use this version. I will tell which and all. Here you can see, right, something like this. Okay, ngx translation 14 and loader is 7.0. okay, so if you have not installed, then you have to install it first. Once you have done this one, you can see here it will get included over here. Okay, just wait a moment, it will install it. Okay, once it is got installed, then what we'll do, we'll make as a one folder. We'll go quickly. Okay, so without wasting time, so I will make as a one service here. If you want, you can make it. If you don't want, you can avoid it. Services, inside this one I will add one folder. Okay, file that will be as a loader, sorry, not loader, translation. So I will generate one module that will be translation. Okay, that's correct. Let me remove this extra file name. Okay, the model has got created. Now we will start from here. First we have to add a constructor. Inside that constructor we have to use translate. That will be from the translation service. There is T capital. Okay, translation, translate service, that I will import from core, ngx core. Okay, then one more I will add, that will be as a private, and that will be the translate. Let me make as a capital. Wait. Translate language. I will take this one as well from translation service only, translate service only. I will add inside that constructor logic. What you have to do here is you have to use translate dot add language, which and all language you want to add. So as of now we will add as a Hindi, English, or English. So first I will make as English, then what is the next is Hindi, HN. If you want to add any other, you can add it, not issue. This is what I am saying. If you want more than thousands of languages also, you can include over here, not issue. Okay, so I will make as a one constant that I will check whether it is from browser or not. So I will make as a browse language, which browse language we are getting. So that I will check translate dot get browse language, get default not browse language. So that I will check. Once I will call this function, we will get some value inside that browse language. Okay, so that I am going to use here is translate dot use. So we'll take from the browse language. If it is match either of these languages, either English or HM, else what we will do, browse language as a by default as a English. Okay, This is done. Now we'll make as a one method, so that method will be used entire application, that will be as a service, or that module you can use entire application. Okay, so that will be the get translate language I will take as a key, will get as a string value in the input. Okay, so that I am store in one variable, that will be as a language equal to this dot translate language. So now I am using this private variable. You can use same, not issue. So I'll check as a current language, which is that current language. So I am going to return that, return this dot translate language dot translation square bracket square bracket lan, else we will take from the key. So see, here we having a two option, whether we can take the current language, which current language you will get from here as well, you will get from the browser as well. So once we will switch that one, so it's gonna help it, right? So I will tell you this function where we are going to use. Okay, so now before proceeding further, we have to do something here also. We have to use http client module, and then we have to use the translate module as well, not translation, translate module, that will come from the ngx translation core. So I will use for root and then we will use a loader here, we'll load it. So I will tell what does mean. So we are using as a translate loader, TRNSLATLODER, that is also from core. Okay, and then we have to use as a use factory. I will tell what does mean, why we are using use factory here. So that will be http loader factory factory, then DevOps is http client. Okay, and then we will check isolate false. We have to import many things here. Once again, http common. Okay, http client from the client only. Why this error is not going? Argument 1 we are passing, expected 1 but 3. Okay, sorry. Now it is correct. That we will get from provide. Okay, so I'll make selection of it. Okay, now it looks good. We have to import this factory, loader factory. So I will tell what reason is. Export. Okay, before proceeding further, we have to export our module as well. Okay, import export this module, translate module, we have to export it. Okay, This is done. So now we'll export here as a function that I am going to use as a that will be our this HTTP loader factory and HTTP client, or make it as HTTP already imported. Okay, then I will return it. I will return as a new, that will be for translate HTTP loader, that is from here. Okay, so now here I will go inside this one. Here what we have to do, HTTP, let me go as this one. Next, okay, this much is done. Now I will tell you one thing. I have deleted one folder, right? So here what you have to do here is whatever the name you have kept, for example you want as a English or Hindi, so this JSON need to be read from your location someplace, right? So that I will keep inside this. Okay, I will make one folder, so that will be I18 as a unique name, and then I'll put as a en.json, whatever name you have kept that you have to put here as well. Okay, and then one more is hn.json, then it is going to be read. If you will keep different name, it will difficult to read, because we are going to read the data from with the help of HTTP client. Okay, so we'll keep our location here path, so we'll make dot assets hyphen I18 and then our JSON, whatever it will be there in the JSON, it is going to be read, either whatever it will set. See, entire this location file will get load, and then we are checking these two is, if it is available, these two JSON file, then you translate based on that. Okay, this is what does mean. So that's the reason I told this one I am using here as a use factory, so it will load based on your translation. Okay, now I will go, just if you open the browser, we don't have any drop down to change the language, right? So I'll make as a one drop down here. So before going further, first we'll import something, where it is. Okay, here I will import two services here, two, one is the service, one is the module. Okay, I'll make as a public hyphen translate, and then what does that is service translate service. Okay, and then one more is public. I will tell why we are using the module here. Translate comma translate translation module. Okay, it is not coming since we have not imported it. Let me import that module. What is that? Translation module. What name I kept once? Let me go inside. Okay, this name is spelling is different. Okay, so now if I'll go inside this one, now you will able to see the translation module here. Translate whatever I have copied, that I will paste, because the spelling is different. I will import that one as well. Okay, now it's got imported. This one also. Okay, now it's cool. Now we'll go to the HTML in the down. So now we have to use one drop down. Okay, so I'll make as a one div for look and feel purpose. Class as a container. Okay, then I will take as a mat drop down only. Mat select. Inside this we will use as a mat trigger also. I will tell you what reason I am using. You'll get to know everything, right? Mat select trigger. Okay, and then we'll use as a mat option. Mat option. Why this mat option will not come like this? Let me close this one. Okay, so now I'll make as alignment, not an issue. Just see, these are the part. If you'll go to UI, so you can I think it will not come now because I have not set anything. Okay, so now what we'll do, first we will set in the option. Okay, before going for that one we have to set. So already this one support language is there, Hindi, English. Okay, so this one you have to add because we are going to check whether this what and all value it is available. Okay, so I'll add as a ng if condition here. What the hell? Ng if condition. Ng if not loop we have, right? Ng loop or ng4. Then inside this one let language of whatever I set as a language. Okay, oh shit, I thought why this error is. I am keeping inside that close bracket. Okay, so now we'll get all the values. So we'll set as a value here. So value I will set as a language lang. So the value got setted here. Okay, so now second thing, whatever the language we will get, we will translate it. Okay, so this is the main. So what we have to use, we have to use like this interpolation, then pipeline pipe you have to use, then as a translate. If you use this syntax, whatever the value you have inside this, it's gonna be translate. Only this key you have to use as a pipe and the translate in the HTML. In the HTML only. Okay, in the TS file if you want to make any translate, I will tell that one as well. Okay, so now in the mat select, what we'll do, we'll add one value here as well. I will tell in square bracket value equal to this one, which name I kept. This, from this service I am going to use this one. Okay, dot, I think I have to go to this service. What is the name? Language, current language. What the hell? Okay, I kept opposite, sorry. I have to keep like this. You can use directly also, not an issue. So I am going to use as a select change. So I will make as a one call here, that will be drop down change, and I will get in the event something, that value. So this drop down value I am going to call inside the ts file somewhere. Okay, here I will call it. It is expecting something, then we have to use as a event as a any, so whatever the value we will get, and before proceeding that one we have to add in the constructor. So in the constructor we have to use as a translate dot default language as a Hindi, sorry, not Hindi, English. Not okay, I am setting as a get, that is wrong. We have to set that language, right? We have to set, right, set, yeah, this one, not get one, correct. So now I am setting this value as English. So I will go down, I will set this one as English. So whatever the event value, if will I will tell you in the console. I think I don't have a time, so I will show if it is possible. So this supposed to be there to access this variable, not this one dot, it's supposed to be, sorry. So now whatever the value it will be there, for example English, so it will set as a default language. Okay, this is what I try to achieve from there. Now the second is, in the trigger we have to use as a translate language. So interpolation underscore, same thing we have to add here. See, if I use as a mat drop down, so then you have to go for this way. If you are using some other drop down, so that case will be different. Okay, now this part is done. If you'll go to UI, so now you have a drop down with this by default as English, but we are not getting any value, right? Why? Let me go inside. Let me remove the other code in the HTML. Let me comment it. So what is that issue? We will have a support language that I am looping here. I use as a translate, and then on drop down change. Let me check once again. So browser default language is EN. Maybe in the Json we have not added anything. Let me add something. Okay, so that format will be, for example, EN, then you have to put like this, and then you have to put your sentence. For example, I want to show as English, so I will add as English. For Hindi I will add like this, HN. So this is the value it is going for look, right? What value you are setting for as a English, sorry, Hindi. Let me save this one. I'll copy this one to Hindi as well. Let's refresh it. Okay, the spelling is wrong. So this is the issue. If one spelling is wrong, no, spelling is correct only. Where spelling is wrong? Somewhere I see where. Why it is like this? Why? Syst I18N. Correct. What is the issue? Just wait a moment. Still same error there. I think I need to debug. How this came? Assist. This should not be like this. Let me copy this location. I18N. Spelling, let me copy itself. Understand? Something it was not going inside because I have not tagged to that location itself. I have forgot to add that hyphen. Now you can see that drop down value is coming over here, right? So whatever you will set, it is going to be set here. Okay, so for example, now this value is getting based on your JSON file. Okay, if you'll go to your JSON file inside this one, you are having this English Hindi, right? And then you go inside this HTML, we are setting as a get translated language, right? Okay, sorry, the reason here is I forgot to add as a translate. That's the reason it is coming as a EN and HN. Now it will not come. Now you can see that English it is coming and Hindi. So once you will switch, it will going to be change here. Okay, now I will tell you one thing. So let me copy this and paste it down here. Okay, now see this one. So this text button you are getting over here, right? So now what I will do, I will use as an interpolation for this one as a translate. It's supposed to be as a string. So I'll copy this one, I'll paste it in the English JSON like this. Then what we are going to show as a HEN, okay, and same thing I am going to show you in the down as well. Paste it and put as a HN. So now you can understand based on your drop down value change, how your this value is getting changed. Let me refresh it. Now if it is English, it is coming as en. Once you will switch this drop down, it is going to change to hn. I hope you have understand. So let me go here and search as the Google translator, translate. So I'll add as a something like Hindi. Okay, so what I will do, I'll just paste this as a Hindi here, whatever maybe, to show you. Okay, now if you'll refresh this page, now you can see in English it is en. Once you will switch to Hindi, your sentence is got changed. Correct? This is what I am trying to tell here is. So now this is you can use in the HTML with the help of translate as a interpolation, as a pipeline. Now